everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be going over my annual budgets for both my personal and my household budget. Now I do sort of in a sense do two types of budgeting. I do a digital budget, and then I also do a paper and pen budget. So I just want to show you guys how I have my digital budget set up and how it should hopefully seamlessly help me also see my money in a different light. Now, I did not make this template, someone else did, and I will put their Etsy shop in the description box. So you guys, if you guys are interested in this, you guys can go and check it out. So this is going to start off with the year 2023. We're starting off with my personal budget. Now this is the setup area. So just to kind of quickly show you all, this here will allow you to set up your income, your expenses, bills, debt, subscriptions, saving funds, and investments. Now this annual budget is all in one, y'all. This is what really attracted me to this template, because I had been looking for something that would allow me to see everything that I needed all in one place. I'm still learning this because I got this, I want to say back in October, and I've been playing with it for the last couple of months. So I've been learning on different things with this spreadsheet. And so we're going to go over it together, y'all. So you have that. Then next, it will allow you to put what you're budgeting for your income. Here, my income, I'm just doing a minimum budget of $31.20. Next is going to be my expenses, budgeting $400 for groceries, $140 for gas, $20 for household, $80 for personal, and $20 for spending, which gives me $660. I did also talk about this in my 2023 budget setup, so I won't dig too much into some of these numbers, but my playlist is in my description box if you guys would like to watch that. Next is going to be my bills. We are budgeting $1287.25 for that. For my subscriptions, $24.64. Now we get down into my debt. These numbers are as close as can be. The only one that won't really be correct is the Wells Fargo, because that's going to be depending on if I get any extra monies for my last two paychecks as I'm doing this video. So, or maybe not last two paychecks, my last paycheck, because I should be, for my last paycheck, I know that I'm going to be getting a really big check. So that number may or may not be skewed, but this is the closest thing to what my debt numbers will look like. So we're talking about $48,438.11 to start off the year. I did not put interest rate or anything budgeted for this because I'll show you guys in the actual debt tracker the reason why. Same thing for the savings funds. I just have my saving goals and what my saving funds are. And for the whole year, I'm estimating to hopefully save about $25.75. And then for investments this year, I am not planning on specifically putting money into investments as my goal this year is to really focus on debt. However, if I'm getting some overtime or I'm getting extra money and my budget permits me to do so, I will still then put some money towards investments. So we have our summary down here. It just shows income at $31.20. Expenses, bills, and subscriptions. That leaves me with $1148.11, and that, of course, will cover the money that needs to go towards debt and savings, okay? So now we're actually just gonna go through here, and we're gonna go to the log. So quickly, how the log works is you just put in the date, the amount, the category, and the subcategory, and that money will then go to the monthly setup here. So this is just what the monthly setup looks like. Let me make it bigger so y'all can kind of see just the setup of this. So here you have your plan versus actual. Once again, you get to see your income, expenses, bills, debt, savings, investments, and subscriptions. You can also put like notes, your goals, and things of that sort for the month. I really love this because, like I said, on that log, you're just putting in the date, what you spent, and where the category is, and then it pops up into the actual side of things. Okay, so this is just what the monthly setup looks like. And then where it says my money went, as you start spending money, it will show another graph of where all of your money went based on the different categories. Next is going to be debts. So when you look at this debt, it says that everything will be paid off in April 2063. Granted, we would never want that. And that is just because, like I said, I did not put any interest or how much money I'll be putting towards debt, because the way this is set up is, if you look at my monthly really quickly, I have a section in bills for debt interest. And that is because the way that this spreadsheet seems to be set up is it can really only calculate what you actually put, or like what your actual principal was to the balance, because whenever I put in the interest rate, it didn't work out to what my interest was at the end of the month. And I want these numbers to be as accurate as possible, because you'll see in my net worth, if those numbers are wrong in my debts, then my net worth will be wrong, and then so will other things and things of that sort. So that was my easiest fix for that. The numbers will still come out the same, but here, instead of putting it in here, all I'm going to do is just be putting in what the principal is, so then they'll always match what my total debt is. So just to see here, you'll get to check this off on January. As you're in your login, you're putting your debts, they will upload to whichever debt you're trying to pay off, and then the balance will start coming down. However, I will have another spreadsheet in my pen and paper happy planner, and you guys will also see that those numbers should also match as well. Next is going to be savings, and this is just what the savings tracker looks like. This is also almost the same to the debt situation, but with the savings tracker, if you put a budgeted monthly contribution, it automatically adds that contribution, even if that's not what you put into there. And it kind of just threw me off, and I didn't care for that. So I just decided to not have a monthly contribution. And then going forward, whatever money I put in there is exactly how much money I put in there. And then this would be easier to understand and see for myself. You guys can see my saving goals. I already once again talked about this in my 2023 budget setup for my happy planner. And this is just the same information here. So I can see once I close out my sinking funds for the year, I will put in the starting amount and then see if I can get to the goals that I have given myself. But y'all, I really do actually love this budget setup. It's just a little bit different, but it helps me to see my money in different ways, which I really appreciate as well. Next is going to be investments. I'm not doing anything for investments, but this will allow you to see what your investments are. This, I see it going two ways. You can either track how much money you've just put into your investments, and or you can track it to where you see how much overall you have in each investment. The only thing that I would say is that you would probably need to make an income tab for investments. So whatever money you do make for that month in investments, you would add that as income and then take that money and add it to each investment that you have, so that the numbers are what you have in your investments for your net worth, if that's something that you're interested in or that matters to you. Next is the bill calendar. So you'll have a bill calendar for each month. I do just want to say that there are these tabs here, and it'll have all of the months. This is for 12 months here. And so you have this here, and then you'll just put your bills, debts, and subscriptions and the dates, and then they automatically fit onto the calendar, and then you can check them off as they've been paid. And then next you have your net worth. And so I'm very interested in my net worth. So this was something that was very important to me. So you'll see here you have assets minus liabilities. This is why it's important to see what your liabilities are and making sure they come up. Here we have different bank accounts that's just not included in the budget at all. Next, we have our savings account, also why we want to make sure that any interest that we're getting from our high yield savings account is added as income and then incorporated into the savings account. So they all match up at the same time. Same thing for an investments. And then for our liabilities, you will see here all of the debt and then wanting to make sure that the debt is reporting accurately the numbers so that each month we can see exactly what our net worth is, okay? And then lastly, we have our annual budget. Now, my annual budget won't be a huge breakdown of everything because as you guys know already, I have not budgeted anything for debt or savings, so we'll only see actual for that. And that's okay with me. You have a tab for goals and notes, which is really, really nice. And this is for the year, y'all. So I can also put my goals that I had for my financial goals here. And at the end of the year, I can see. Then it does a detailed breakdown of everything. So for the whole year, it'll show me for paycheck 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 each month what I got for each of those paychecks. Same thing with commissions, what my buffer was looking like, any other income, and also savings interest that I receive on my accounts. Same thing for expenses. I'll be able to see what I've been spending, and those numbers are going to be coming from what I put in the log that transfers over to my monthly budget. Then those numbers will be populated here from the actual column. Same thing for bills, same thing for debt, how much money was I putting towards there, and then so forth. Same thing for subscriptions, savings, and investments. And then it has a cash flow summary at the bottom, y'all. So this is just what my monthly, or not my monthly, but my annual budget looks like for my personal budget. Now we're actually going to go to my household budget because I have not made a decision just yet as what I am planning on doing, if I'm going to be sharing my household budget or not. We'll see. But this is just what my household monthly budget looks like. I have not gone over the numbers with y'all with this, so this is a little bit more interesting. So we're budgeting $4,200 for income. I actually probably need to change my husband's income because I think we decided we were going to change that. But for right now and for the purpose of this video, we're just going to say $4,200. We don't have any expenses, but I do have a miscellaneous in case we start using our household account for anything other than bills. And then we have debt interest because we're going to have to do that same breakup of interest and principal payment for our Discover card. Then we have our bills. Our mortgage went up to $23,0834, and that's only just because of the taxes and how much our house is worth. We are going to hopefully be able to pay off that difference whenever we get our taxes, and so then our mortgage will come back down drastically. I did averages of my gas, electric, and utilities. I did have an annual budget that I showed you guys a while back. It should be in my playlist. I can't remember exactly what I called it, but they were like quarterly updates on what my averages were for these utilities. So gas, I have an average of $50, electric $127, and our utilities, which is water, sewage, and trash, and our exorbitant tax fees at $146. We have our ADT security budgeted at $49.78 and our internet at $84.08. The buffer is really just going to be what we plan on rolling over into the next month. For our savings, I did consolidate my home and household. So we have baby girl, fun, health, holiday, home, HOA, pets, and savings. I did do a sinking funds or a household sinking funds review for 2023. So you guys should definitely check that out and actually go over these categories and what they consist of. We're currently not doing any investments in our household budget. We have Discover as our only debt for our household budget that we're focused on right now. And then for subscriptions, we do have YouTube TV at $81.87, y'all. So that is just what our monthly budgets will look like for our household. And then everything else is set up the same as it was in personal. And that's just because our budget is or our household budget is very simple and doesn't require too much. So this is just where we are for our annual budgets for 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.